Good morning and welcome to the 2023 Rocky Hill High School graduation. Please remain standing and join me for the national anthem performed by senior Emily Massicott.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please remain standing. And take a moment of silence to recognize one of our beloved Rocky Hill High School students who is not with us today, but is here in spirit, Andrew Spada. Please be seated. At this time, I would like to call the Spada family, Claudio, Donna, Caroline, and Lillian, to receive Andrew's diploma. I would now like to introduce Rocky Hill High School's Assistant Principal, Mr. Edward Malizia.
Good morning. I would now like to call the Rocky Hill High School's 2023 class officers to the podium to bring greetings. President Shlok Deshmukh, Vice President Amanda Walker, Secretary Taylor Fetzko, and Treasurer Grace Ozurk.
In this bright future, you cannot forget your past. Good morning, family, friends, teachers, and students. Congratulations, class of 2023. We made it. I'd like to take this chance to thank the staff, administrators, and members of the Board of Education for being present today and supporting us throughout our time at Rocky Hill. Thank you to our teachers and class advisors for working tirelessly to make these last 4 years at Rocky Hill unforgettable. And finally, I'd like to thank my fellow class officers for pulling off an amazing senior year by planning and organizing this year's events. When I showed up to freshman orientation in 2019, which felt like forever ago, Mr. Malizia told us to take advantage of all that high school has to offer, because it will be over in the blink of an eye. I still remember turning to my friends and exchanging looks, thinking that we had all the time in the world. He wasn't joking. It really felt like just yesterday I was learning about basic algebra in Miss Golly's class, or swimming at 7:30 in the morning in Miss Mater's group games. Now, as I stand before you all, ready to receive the diploma that flips the page to a new chapter in our stories, I'm realizing that this may be the last time I see us all gathered in one place. It may be intimidating to think that after all of our years together, each one of us will follow our own paths with our own plans for the future. I, for one, am terrified to think about what the near future will take me. However, it brings me comfort that the teachers, staff, and fellow students at Rocky Hill have prepared us for whatever the future holds in store. Our time at Rocky Hill has taught us too many things to remember. But somewhere along the road, we realized we were taught far more than integration or thermodynamics. Nature's classroom and the Washington, D.C. trip allowed me to explore my newfound independence. Prom showed me the more outgoing sides of people. The hypnotist show really gave me a new perspective of belly dancing. Attending all of these events and being involved with my class not only helped me to connect with new people, but also helped me to discover myself. I found myself enjoying the Friday night football games from the stands, while others preferred to make plays on the field or perform stunts as cheerleaders, or even put on a performance at the halftime show through marching band. As we approach the fork in the road, we can trust our experience and wisdom to guide us on the path that we were meant to take. Our class has never failed in coming together and looking past our different interests or hobbies, and for that, I could not be any prouder. Throughout the last 4 years, I have met some of the most interesting people that I'll ever meet and learned some of the most unforgettable lessons I'll ever learn. The greatest lesson I've learned was from my best friend, Andrew Spada. He was the embodiment of the term, live life to the fullest. Andrew taught me that it was okay to make mistakes because learning isn't a perfect process. Even as he isn't here with us today, we all carry forward a part of him with us through the impact he's had on our lives. All of us here may have different identities, some athletes, some scholars, some artists, maybe even a mix of all of them. However, as diversified as we may seem, we all share the identity of being Rocky Hill Terriers, which is written in permanent ink in this chapter of our own books. Class of 2023, it has been a privilege to serve as your president. I look forward to our reunion and seeing all of our accomplishments. Thank you for this amazing year, and best of luck to you all.
We will now hear a few words from our distinguished guests. First, our chairperson of the Board of Education, Mr. Brian Dillon.
My name is Brian Dillon. I'm the chairperson of the Rocky Hill Board of Education. On behalf of the entire board, I want to welcome everyone to this ceremony as we celebrate and honor Rocky Hill High School's graduating class of 2023. We are pleased to be here today for the third consecutive year in this beautiful ballpark. Graduates, you were freshmen in the spring of 2020 when schools across the state, the nation, and the world were closed as a result of the pandemic. Your sophomore year was marked by the decision to attend school in person or remotely. By the end of that year, the vast majority of you had opted to attend school on an in-person basis. Finally, last year when you were juniors, life essentially returned to normal, and thankfully, you have enjoyed 2 full years without major disruptions to your schooling. Throughout all the challenges of the past few years, you have demonstrated tenacity and resilience, and for this, we are very proud of you. As board chair, I can affirm that the Board of Education, our talented faculty, staff, your parents, and families have remained unwavering in the shared commitment to ensure that you were provided with all of the learning experiences that you so richly deserved throughout your time in Rocky Hill. To that end, I would like to acknowledge every member of our educational community for this critical role they played in helping you as graduates reach this important milestone. Your support is appreciated immensely, and these young men and women would not be here today without you. As we gather here today to honor our graduates, we should take pride in their collective accomplishments. Many members of this graduating class have achieved academically at the highest levels. Many of you have excelled in athletics, earning your share of victories and demonstrating high levels of sportsmanship. And many of you have gained recognition in the marching band, the fine performing arts, and numerous other activities and clubs. As a class, you embody the notion of Terrier tough, and you have represented your school and the town of Rocky Hill with honor, pride, and distinction. Graduates, today's ceremony serves as a tangible symbol of the success you've achieved throughout your time in our school system. While graduation from high school is certainly a memorable and important event, it also recognizes the beginning of the next chapter. As you leave high school and embark on a new journey into the larger world. On that note, I would encourage all of you to dream big and not shy away from chasing those dreams, even if they seem out of reach. In life, the biggest regrets are often related to things we didn't pursue, as opposed to striving for a goal and then falling just a little bit short. Along those lines, I would encourage you to reflect upon the sentiments of a remarkably successful and widely respected actor, Denzel Washington. Mr. Washington is a 2-time Academy Award winner and 2022 recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom. In his words, he said, "Nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success." Graduates, take this advice to heart and pursue your goals relentlessly without fear of failure. No matter the outcome, you will learn from both setbacks and victories, and you will ultimately be a better person as a result of your efforts. Live your life to the fullest. Have no regrets. As I conclude my remarks today, I want to wish each and every one of you the very best. I am confident that your experiences in Rocky Hill have prepared you very well for what lies ahead. Class of 2023, congratulations on a job well done and best wishes for continued success.
Next, a few words from our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mark Zito.
Good morning. I'm honored to be here today to address our graduating class of 2023. To all of the dads in attendance, happy Father's Day. I'd like to thank the management team here at the Dunkin' Donuts Park, led by Yard Goats team president Tim Restall. As I'm sure we would all agree, this facility is a real gem for the greater Hartford region. And we're grateful to the staff here at the Yard Goats for agreeing to host our ceremony today. As I begin my remarks, I'd like to acknowledge a few guests. I am very pleased that we're joined today by Rocky Hill's Mayor, the Honorable Lisa Murata, who will be addressing the graduates later in the program. To the members of our Board of Education and the Town Council, I'd like to recognize you as well. Your collective efforts on behalf of the Rocky Hill community are critical to the success of our schools, as represented so well by the accomplishments of this graduating class. To my colleagues, Mr. Foti, Mr. Malizia, and Mr. Horvath, to the entire faculty at the high school, and to all of the other teachers and support staff who worked with these graduates during their elementary and middle school years, thank you for your efforts. Graduates, your teachers pushed you hard. They set high expectations for you in the classroom. They refused to settle for mediocrity, and they consistently challenged you to strive for excellence. In a nutshell, there's no doubt that the diligent efforts of the Rocky Hill teaching staff contributed tremendously to the fact that you're sitting here before us today, having successfully completed all of the requirements for graduation. I'd also like to take a few moments to acknowledge your families and those other significant people in your lives. Your parents, your siblings, close family members, and dear friends who encouraged you to work hard, who were there to offer support when you experienced the occasional setback or disappointment, and who shared in your numerous achievements with love, excitement, and pride. You all benefited greatly from your extended support networks. So over the next few days and weeks, I would encourage you to reach out to those people who are most important to you in your lives and just let them know how much you appreciate them and their ongoing support. Class of 2023, you've worked hard to reach this time-honored milestone. Graduating from high school is certainly the close of one chapter and the beginning of another. Celebrate your achievements and enjoy this final opportunity to come together as a senior class while you look ahead to an exciting future filled with unlimited opportunities. And as you leave Rocky Hill, continue to apply the lessons you've learned here. Effort, tenacity, and always giving your best translates into achievement. Continue to make us proud in the future, and don't ever give up on your goals, your aspirations, and your dreams. Rocky Hill High School class of 2023, congratulations and best of luck to all of you.
And finally, a few words from our mayor, Ms. Lisa Murata.
Class of 2023, look at you. I am so honored to celebrate with you today. Dr. Zito, distinguished guests, proud families, good morning. To all the proud papas out there, happy Father's Day. Students, there are no words that adequately describe how proud I am of each and every one of you. Time and again throughout your high school career, you rose above unprecedented challenges with grace and dignity. So today, on your day, we are here to celebrate you, your journey, your achievements, and all that you have yet to become. You have been tested by teachers, coaches, clubs, social circles, and circumstances. Yet you found ways to adapt, to adjust, and pivot, and for that, I am tremendously grateful for the examples that you set and the role models that you became for all of the students who will follow you. And while I imagine that your brains are eager for a break, I'm gonna ask that you remember just two things. First, you are clearly Terrier strong, so please share your strength with others. Find the people you belong with who welcome you with open arms for who you are, no questions asked, and then find ways to empower others who might not be as courageous as you by being an active participant in your community, whether that's through work or school or church or grassroots involvement. Just get involved, share your experiences, and never, ever be afraid to use your voice. And second, always remember your roots. No matter where your next adventure may take you, I hope that you find your way back to share your newly found perspectives and ideas, because you have been and you always will be a valued part of the Rocky Hill community. So congratulations, class of 2023. Go forth and show the world what you are made of. Thank you.
We will now hear a performance of Journey On from our graduation choir, directed by Keith Traver. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Rocky Hill High School 2023 salutatorian, Devesh Karthik.
Hello. I'd like to begin by thanking everyone for all the help I've received along the way. My parents for their unconditional support and love, my peers for making every day just a bit more bearable, and my teachers for their constant dedication. I'm happy to say I've gotten a lot from this journey. New friends, inspiring mentors, a crisp $20 bill, and this controversial forest of hair. But I've also gotten something bigger. By merely showing up to school, I've gotten the identity of student. For me, it's a huge part of who I am. For the past 4 years, whenever I've had to introduce myself, I've always mentioned I'm a student at Rocky Hill High School, and it makes sense why. We've spent 6 hours and 50 minutes a day, 180 days a year in school. That works out to 1,230 hours a year for the past 4 years. But that's not even including the time we spent outside of school, poring over The Catcher in the Rye, frantically completing APISH notes minutes before the deadline, cramming hundreds of slides for a bio exam, and trying to figure out how you prove that a triangle is in fact a triangle. We spent another few thousand hours as students. But in just a little bit, I'll no longer be able to call myself a student at Rocky Hill High School. And that introduces the question, who am I now? Well, despite the 8,000 hours I've put towards this identity of student, I'm so much more. I'm a physics enthusiast, a screenwriter, a mathlete, a reader, and the list goes on. But the truth is, I found these identities in my journey as a Rocky Hill High School student. Mr. Fagan's UConn physics class introduced me to my college major. Mr. Fortier's AP Lang class encouraged me to write with flair. Miss Berry's AP Lit class taught me a new way of reading, maximizing my appreciation for literature. And Dr. Grace's passion for math, even after class was over, pushed me to become a competitive member of the math team. Beyond my interests, being a student at Rocky Hill High School has also shaped my personal identity. My characters and values have been largely influenced by these past 4 years, and more specifically, by the soon-to-be graduates sitting in this very stadium. I entered high school as a relatively quiet kid. Parth Gohil taught me to use my voice. He's gotten me to speak up more, whether that's to stand up for myself or just to share a dumb joke or two. Ishani Patel taught me independence. She's helped me become confident in my abilities and comfortable being myself, not needing anyone else's validation to be satisfied. And of course, Palak Jain taught me reliability. She's shown me to put my best effort into helping anyone at any time, all while maintaining humility. These are all people that I had minimal contact with 4 years ago. But today, they stand as foundations for my identity, an identity I'm quite proud of. So let me ask you this. Who are the people in your life that have helped define your identity? What effect have they had on you? Because even as we move forward, shedding our identities as students of Rocky Hill High School, we still reap the benefits of its impact. We've discovered our passions, our friends, and our voices during our time here, all critical parts of who we are that will carry on in some way, shape, or form. All of our future identities can be traced back to our time at Rocky Hill High School, college student, military personnel, or workforce member, and even the less obvious pieces of our identity, like our senses of humor or collaborative spirit, have been developed in the past 4 years. So when the time comes that I find myself confused about who I am, I plan to reflect on my roots. In the countless memories is a source of comfort, the origin of my present self, and perhaps a guide for my future. And amid the confusion during this transition, maybe you will find some solace in these thoughts too. That being said, I don't want to end this speech with a great life lesson or anything. I mean, after all, I'm just as clueless as anyone. I just want to encourage a moment of reflection, looking at who we are and who we want to be, and recognizing that we owe it to our time together. So I guess the takeaway of this speech is whatever you realize as you contemplate the pieces that have contributed to your identity. And though you don't need to be sure today, I hope you ask yourself, who am I and who am I going to be? Congratulations and good luck.
It is with great pride that I introduce to you the 2023 Rocky Hill High School valedictorian, Palak Jain.
Good morning, and happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. So, my first day of high school, I decided to roam the halls during my lunch period, something pretty rebellious for my freshman year self. As I walked, I heard a voice behind me. The voice, as I'd learned through the years, came from one of the sweetest people in our own high school, our very own Paula. But at that moment, on the first day, nothing seemed scarier than Paula asking my friend and I what exactly we were doing. My friend hesitantly told Paula we were trying to find the bathroom, while I, left speechless, walked right into the boys' bathroom near the caf. If only it was locked back then. Incidents like these occurred many times throughout the first half of my high school career. Time and time again, I found myself backing down from challenges, terrified by all the endless what-ifs. I can still remember myself sitting in so many classes my freshman year, from geometry to English, thoughts and answers running through my head, yet my voice silent, because what if I screwed up? Outside of classes, I remember all the times I wanted to engage in conversations, but again, I said nothing. The root of it all, as I've come to see it, has been voices. Coming into high school, as I'm sure many of us can relate to, I had not a clue in the world how to navigate my voice or understand the voices of those around me. As we're leaving, I think I've improved at least a little bit. When I learned I had to stand here to talk to all of you today, I found myself needing my voice more than ever, and, surprisingly, for the first time, I was up for the challenge. So, what changed? It's a question I've asked myself many times, trying to find one short and sweet answer, but I failed each time because there is no one event which magically changed my life. Rather, learning to navigate my voice has occurred through a collection of short and sweet moments with so many forces, from sports to specific classes, acting upon me. The first force came in the form of English with Mrs. A my sophomore year, where I not only learned what it meant to enjoy literature, but moreover learned how to take risks and make myself think. Up until this point in high school, I was never the kind to raise my hand, but in this class, I was never afraid to. English with Miss A sparked my voice, and it only grew from there, with each area of my life becoming an outlet where I further discovered my voice. And I'm sure you can all look back to a class where, whether it was the people, teacher, or content, your voice grew and you moved outside your own comfort zone. As I found my voice, I also started understanding the voices of those around me. In activities like Red Cross, math team, and the tennis team, where, whether it was dabbling in doubles with Jasmine or our team's obnoxious cheering, I learned the importance of hearing the voices of others, of each of you. And I think each and every one of us, all 175 of us, can look back to certain clubs or sports where we met people and had experiences that taught us about our individual voices and the voices around us. For some, it was being part of Footloose or creating art for the youth art show, while for others, it was breaking cross-country records. In the last few days alone, whether that be on May 19th, the day of our senior prom, or June 9th, the day of the hypnotist show, I think we all conversed with each other more than ever before, even starting conversations with some people for the first time. And that's a testament to just how far our voices and entire class has come. I think it's fair to say that Rocky Hill High School and the town of Rocky Hill as a whole has, over the course of the past decade or so, helped us find our voices. I sincerely thank this town, one I'm eternally grateful to have grown up in, my teachers, who are some of the most incredible people I've met, my friends and their parents, without whom I would not be here today, my sister, who, though I'll never admit it again, I feel lucky to have by my side, and, above all, my parents, who are my ultimate role models, whose footsteps I only hope to follow in. In fact, there are many people who have brought each of us here today: the Board of Ed, our administration, teachers, coaches, friends, and, above all, our families. So please, let's give a round of applause to each and every one of them. And while we're at it, let's give ourselves a pat on the back too, because we finally did it. I was told not too long ago that growing up means knowing when to speak up and when to sit back and listen. Over these last few years, all the way from our days at Stevens and West Hill to our days as seniors, we've held on to, as Devish pointed out, the identity of a student. As we've better understood this identity, we've gained confidence within ourselves. And it is this very confidence that has ultimately taught us when to speak up and when to sit back and listen. It is this confidence within us that drives our voices and our power. For the last few minutes, you've listened to my voice, a product of my confidence and a testament to just how far I've come. 4 years ago, this speech would have been my biggest nightmare, but today it is my greatest honor. And for that, I thank you, class of 2023. Congratulations.
And now a few words from your principal, Mr. John Fody.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers in attendance. Before I start, I just want you to take one moment, because I know what's in all of your minds. Mr. Fody better be short. I can't guarantee that today, because it's the last time I get to approach what a fantastic bunch of young people together. You know, it's a lot easier when I was a coach to just give the lineup card out as opposed to reading a speech, but I'll do my best. And before I begin, I'd like to recognize anyone from this class that is going into the military to please stand to be recognized. So before I left the house, my wife said, "Good luck." I said, "Thank you, honey." And then she said, "And do not forget to thank everyone." In my role, I need everyone to help make everyone's job easier every single day. But I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment here to recognize my administrative team, Ms. Laura I. Francesco and Ms. Caitlin Pizzuto, for all their efforts and hard work to make this day what it is today. Also, Jeff Dimmick for his support in making this happen today. Laura's going to kill me after the ceremony. Today, the class of 2023 receives their high school diploma. This diploma symbolizes the epitome of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. As your principal, I'm extremely proud of all of you, and you have made these years meaningful. I will forever be grateful for your accomplishments and the memories you have collectively brought to this school. I will remember the informal conversations, and boy, did I love them. The cafeteria time, the credit recovery sessions, very interesting. The morning scan-ins, swipe K-12. Believe it or not, you guys, that was my favorite time, to see you every morning. The senior activities, the hypnotist night, and the videos I have on my phone I can look at and cherish forever. The senior ball, the musical performances, the athletic contests, and so much more. It was all worth it. But before we press forward with the ceremony, I feel as though I must leave you with some guiding words. And so I'd like to share a story with you entitled Chop Wood, Carry Water. It is a story of a great and talented carpenter who has worked many years building the most elaborate, robust, and beautiful homes in the village. The carpenter is known for pouring his heart out into his homes by paying attention to detail and completing every task himself by hand. An elderly carpenter, he was ready to retire after 40 years of building home. He had told his employer contractor of his plans to leave the house building business and live a more simple, leisurely life. The contractor was sorry to see him go, but he asked, could you please, just one more house as a personal favor for a very important special client? The carpenter was reluctant. He wanted to retire, but he eventually said yes and agreed to do one more house. Although he agreed, it was easy to see that his heart was not in his work. Instead of doing much of the craftsmanship himself, he outsourced much of the work. He resorted to shoddy workmanship and used inferior materials. He rushed through the job as soon as possible. He didn't bring his best. The house simply did not have his signature touch. When the carpenter finished his work, he appeared in his boss's office to report that the house is complete and he was free to go. Immediately, the boss hands him a small box as a parting gift. Bewildered, the carpenter unwraps the box and finds a small set of keys. The home is yours, great carpenter, a gift of thanks for your exceptional work and attention to detail over the years. The carpenter thanked him, but inside he was filled with remorse, frustration, and regret. Had he known he was building his own home, he would have been much more attentive throughout the process. Talented as he had been throughout his career, the carpenter let his character falter on his last home, all while beknownst to him, he was building his own house. Our lives are much the same as this short story. We get caught up in all our mundane have-tos and cast them as negative, burdensome things, when really our attention and care with the smallest things daily is the act of building our own house. Who we are and who we become in the process of working towards something and the character we develop in the process is more important than the results of our performances. You are always building your house, so build it wisely. So how about it, 2023 graduates? What kind of house are you going to build with your life? Will you be laser focused on your career path, the part-time job you have, or taking coursework in college? Will you live the life working the work and leveraging your influence on others? Or are you going through the motions day in and day out, not giving your best? Remember, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. So whether you're a teacher, a coach, a policeman, a firefighter, a doctor, business leader, or a stay-at-home parent, never forget, first and foremost, give it your all. As you leave Rocky Hill High School, you're a learner, you're a leader, you're a thinker, you're a collaborative communicator, and a globally aware citizen. You have a strong foundation. Begin, build, and become. Continue to embrace every beginning as an opportunity. Build on those skills and talents you were given and become the best version of yourself. Build that house. Shape your future. Best of luck, class of 2023. What a gorgeous day. Beautiful skyline, great weather. Dr. Zito, great call, making sure that today was the day we graduated. Super job. Mr. Dillon and Dr. Zito, it is with pleasure and great respect for their accomplishments that I hereby certify to you that these students have met all requirements of the state of Connecticut and the Rocky Hill Board of Education to make them eligible to receive a high school diploma.
Palak Jain. Devish Karthik. Shlok Deshmukh. Amanda Antonia Walker. Taylor Noel Betzko. Grace Catherine Ozurick. Gia Patel. Christopher Michael Adamczyk. Divine Esteban Adams. Yazdin Aftab. Tamor Ahmed. Gianna Marie Albano. Alan Aljukic. Favor O. Amayo. Carolyn Doretta Andanucci. Ariana Nikita Andrulidakis. Penelope Basile. Braden Avery Bayek. Alan Bachidovich. Layla Beskovic. Derek Daniel Blackler. Gianna Marie Bork. Abigail Patricia Booten. Aiden Michael Booten. Johanna Ari Brown. Jacob Ian Camaro. Tyler Thomas Carlstrom. Jake Joseph Carnelli. Isabella Larissa Castrillo. Benjamin Thomas Centarelli. Isabel Jeanette Chichia. Daniel William Choquez. Logan Michael Sorelli. Jordan Marie Clemens. Megan Elizabeth Conlin. Ella Rose Cristalli. Xanady Haven Cristofaro. Derek Cruz Rivera. John Ferreira DeRocha Jr. Luana Marie Ferreira DeRocha. Maheen Delaware. Christina Francesca Dinavelis. Alexander Jesus Diaz. Sophie Veronica de Blasi. Victoria Kate Damasio. Nico Armando Di Matteo. Kalitza Francesca DePaula. Maya Carolyn Doyle. Catherine Elizabeth Drum. Lauren Marie Eager. Vanessa Emily Echeverria. Alexander David Ego. Juliana Rose Aloyan. Brian Evans III. Joshua Prince Fletcher. Thomas Joseph Garahy. Jesse Harrison Gassick. Alyssa K. Gao. Jacob Shaman Guarin. Joseph Gerace. Anish Gobi. Parth Gohill. Audrey Lillian Delarero Grant. Summer Jala Grant. Frank Matthew Guerrera. Michaela Lauren Gamarez. Robert Timothy Guara. Arian Hafiz. Chloe Harris. Leah Storm Harvey. Mason Wright Hedges. Conrad Penn Heinley. Jalissa Hazel Hidalgo. Caden Ho. Harris Hurick. Tabassum Irfan. Michaela Pia Irizarry. Mega Iyer. Sean Alex Jacob. Makai Lasef Jordan. Mahek Kazmani. Shauna Grace Kehoe. Dorcason Kamanajad. Do I say a name? Anel Korkatovic. Rashawn V. Cooten. Brett Jordan Kwiatkowski. Gabrielle Olivia Lefebvre. Colin James Lamontagne. Anna Sophia Matthias Leal. Jasmine Yan Lee. Anthony John Marcucci. Beck Rose Markowitz. Michaela Estasia Marshall. Christopher David Martin. Andre Joel Martinez. Kaiser Martinez. Mia Susana Mascaro. Emily Morgan Massacott. Xavier Rylan Matos. Aiden Javier Mayette. Kylie Ann McClure. Eldon Mezit. Nicholas Stephen Maselli. Mason Grant Mitchell. Arshia Muhammad. Jada Mullen. Nahira Mulker. Alexander Muniz. Austin James Murawski. Samantha Mackenzie Murphy. Zachary Ryan Myers. Anushka Reddy Nikala. Gianna Michelle Nancy. Thea O'Connor. Kate Elizabeth Ostendorp. Terrence Jorge Joseph Aporto Brown. Ronald Richard Orsini. Janelle Quantima Osetutu. Khan Ozulamez. Ryan Joseph Pandolfo. Ishani Patel. Kaylee Rose Pearson. Mia Bella Pelaez. Savannah Lynn Pariah. Jomel Perez Almeida. Alexander John Peruta. Nathaniel Joseph Place. Mason Garrett Plona. Tyler Henry Poulin. Anthony Joseph Prevedini. William Ramos III. Jaden Carlos Reyes Rivera. Derek Ritchie. Piero Rodriguez. Shania Elizabeth Rodriguez. Sarah Nicole Ross. Swampnil Roy. Lisa Rosenrock. Leah Catherine Ryan. Jaden Sabad Santiago. Briella Renee Coleo Santos. Sophia Anna Scalise. Taylor Grace Scosta. Avantika Sengupta. Maria Sophia Sheikh. Jillian Marie Shea. Abhishek Sidhu. Emma Louise Simons. Ines Scrivani. Brendan Christopher Stevens. Alyssa Soljek. Abhinav Swaminathan. Nora Diane Silvestro. Garrity Vincent Tangney. Anne Teresa Anthony. Jocelyn Maria Thomas. Tessa Thomas. Samantha Ray Thrall. Milton James Torres. Robert Trojanowski. Tyler Scott Turner. Marilena Giovanna Vieira. Brendan Richard Whalen. Sarah Joy Whalen. Karina White. Paulina Zelzany. Dylan David Zapari. Sahong Zhang. Sharvesha Deshay Ziegler.
At this time, I would like to invite Shlok Deshmukh to come forward to perform his last official duty as president of this class. Ladies and gentlemen, we congratulate the Rock Hill High School class of 2023.